Hi, Cancers. I would like to apologize for your late reading. Um, and I really would also like to take a moment out for those that were affected by the Grenfell Towers in London with the fires and stuff like that. Even if they wasn't directly affected, I wasn't directly affected because it wasn't a family member or a friend of mine personally, but or not that I know of at this time, but it still hurts, you know. Like I don't like to watch the news, period. But I don't. I try to watch it just to be more informed about it, but it really hurts. And I know this happens all around the world all the time, but it is. I gotta be honest, when it hits closer to home, it just makes you more aware and more alert, and even more so because. And I also want to send my heart and my love out for the people and the Muslims who are because of the terrorist attack in Finsbury Park. I live Finsbury Park. I pass that mosque every day. I see them praying every day, and like this is mad, man. Like I just feel like us as people, we need to do better. Okay, Cancers, let's get into your reading. And yeah, like, did I apologize? I'm really sorry about the late reading. I've just been really busy. Um, but here we are nonetheless. Okay, Cancers. For the overall theme, you guys, I know this is gonna sound typical, but you literally got the moon card, and this card jumped out twice because as I was shuffling, I was like, it jumped out too soon. Actually, all three of these cards jumped out together too soon. So I was like, no, let me keep shuffling. But then I kept shuffling, and then the card came out again. So then I stopped the process and I literally went back and tried to find these two cards that came out with it because I was like, okay, then that means this message wasn't too soon, is what Spirit wants him to know. So paired up with the moon, you have the Queen of Wands, and then you have the Empress in reverse. So what this tells me and what I feel like this speaks of for you guys is definitely Spirit was saying, no, bish, this is their card to take it. Okay. But I feel like it's so typical because I know it's a new moon in Cancer this week. But hey, I guess that's spirit, right? That's tarot, right? It's beautiful. It's life. It's magical. It's really art imitates life here. So, um, I feel like the message here can be really typical, like literally typical, to where it's just along the lines of you feeling very vulnerable and emotional with this Empress card in reverse. Right now, as the moon is in your sign, you may be feeling all the way feminine like aspects, like all the feminine qualities to like it that make up. That match up and make us to be human. I was gonna say to make us to be woman, but I'm trying to get across to the men as well to highlight that you guys maybe just be really, really feeling emotional or really, really feeling quite feminine or like in tune with your feminine side or your vulnerable side, which unfortunately is often, or your sensitive side, which unfortunately is most often looked at as the woman's, you know. Um, with the Empress and the Queen of Wands here, I feel like you're torn between staying in, um, and literally moping about something, or letting your creative and fiery side out. An expressive nature do the talking for you. I feel like you may want to stay cooped up in stay cooped up inside, but your creative side is yearning to have some light and action shed onto it. Some of you, something could be revealed about a health of a loved one, and maybe that's why the Empress card is in reverse. This could be an older woman, and then the light is obviously illuminating and shining a light on something, or secrets coming to light, or creativity. Some of you may be juggling more than one partner, especially for the males. One may even be pregnant. The Empress can also be pregnancy, or like the mother-like figure that you've been with for the long time. And then the other person may be this fire sign, or they may not be fire. They may be just have a lot of fire-like qualities with passion and aggressive and forward thinking and movement and no really not really time for thinking, just moving ahead. But they really do spark and ignite your fire. It may even be a very, very hot and steamy, passionate sexual relationship or a good chemistry with that person as well. It may be strictly physical. But I feel like for some of you, I feel like you may be chasing after something. And if you are chasing after something, I feel like you should be sure that you really know what you are chasing after. Others of you may literally be giving birth, because the Empress card is the mother card. Or you can be giving birth of a business plan or a partnership, but you may feel like there are some cracks in it or some leaks in it. Because the Queen of Wands is often very powerful with business and stuff as well, but so is the Empress. And then this card can also mean creativity, so maybe something you want to get off the ground, but you can't because you found out some leaks and cracks in there, so it's a little bit stagnant for the business to flourish and nurture it like how you really, really wanna, Cancer. There may be because something is illuminated, there may be a delay. Now, Cancers, the oracle card you got for that was New Life in reverse, and then you got All That Glitters. And this is from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Slightly one of my faves. They always seem to hit the nail on the tail. So Cancers, all that glitters. A need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new thing and being mercurial. It's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of diamonds, these icons let you know something about a person, place, or thing. Or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them to make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine all that glitters is gone. Would you still desire the object or the person? I'm going to read the relationship message and the prosperity message. Sometimes we try to become something we're not to impress others. We embellish a story a bit, adding some dramatic elements to make us more appealing. The real person becomes hidden behind the sparkle and shine. Then there are times when we don't see the true value of someone else because he or she may not have the glitz and glamour that seem desirable. Now is the time to look past the surface, beyond the mask, to the essence of a person. Who that person is, not what he or she has or can give you, is important. See beyond the glitter and look for the inner glow. Use the eyes in your heart. Let go of artifice and let what is authentic shine. So, let's see if I get any more messages now I've read that and that. Yeah, you may be dimming your light, or someone else may be overselling themselves. That can also be what the Empress is here. Someone may be overselling themselves. Different scenarios, yeah. Sometimes I hate to like jump, but then I also hate to just have one singular story for a zodiac sign because, like, come on, we all got different stories. But the beauty of tarot is that you can read the cards so many different ways. And then you receive new life in reverse. Oh, sorry, the prosperity message for all that glitters. Sometimes an opportunity looks so good that it glitters like gold and you just can't resist it, especially when it appears others are doing so well and have hit the mother lode. During the American gold rush, everyone hurried west to find their fortune and then deserted entire towns after the mining depleted the gold veins in the earth. So too, can you too deplete yourself as you chase after the latest shiny thing that has caught your eye? There is a mercurial quality to your present circumstances. Pay no attention to those who chase after fool's gold and resist the temptation to be jealous of others. What they have achieved may not be true success you seek, so don't compare yourself to them. You see only the surface right now, only the sparkle. Be assured that you will experience your own shining moment if you stick to what you know. All that glitters may not be good for you. Okay, that's the overall theme messages. Then you've got New Life, number 39, in reverse. New Life is telling you that you must acknowledge your inexperience and gently allow yourself to be like the delicate new bud opening. It's okay to admit you may not know something. You are at the beginning of things and haven't yet hit your stride. Be immersed in the newness of it all, and don't try to rush the learning process. New Life has its own timetable for maturity. Be here now. Life loves you. Okay, let's move on because I'm taking too fucking. In your work sector, the cards that popped out just seem stressful for you, Can't. Ten of Wands, Page of Wands in reverse, Justice in reverse, Five of Cups. Don't shoot the messenger if you guys are really happy in your work life right now. I'm sorry, but this is the message for some. But I don't know, Kent. I feel like this is a struggling or a weighty week for you in work. I mean, it's to be understandable because the moon's in your sign. And if it's not hot and heavy or heavy and weighty at all, then that may actually be the problem. It's because you may be lacking something, or you maybe want more substance or heart or soul into your work. I feel like something isn't getting off the ground. Fucking hell, too many cards. Just learn to pick a few and just get it on with. Something isn't getting off the ground or taking off like you would like it to if this justice reversed. You may feel stifled or trapped or blocked. And perhaps someone took or got the position you wanted, or a boss is just piling up all the work on you, leaving you feeling at a loss, or someone may be taking the credit for your work. Okay. I swear I pulled the oracle card for the work. If it did, this is gone. Okay, and then your emotions. You've got the Eight of Wands. And then you've got the Two of Swords, which is kind of like conflicting energies or contradicting energies, I should say. I feel like you are focused on movement and action, but there's some halt or stagnation, or there's like a lid to be placed, like here's the jar. It's like a lid twisted on the jar of your emotions, like holding tight and holding firm. About something. I feel like you need to make a decision, but you aren't, and there's miscommunications. You may be researching or spying on someone. You may be focusing on how you feel like someone's doing this to you, with the bottling up feelings as well. But I definitely feel like there's like some bottling or some... You may be focusing on how you have to bottle up your feelings to someone, or you may feel like someone is doing that to you. Sorry. I'm tired. Please forgive me. I really want to get the rest of these readings out tonight. Because by Thursday, it's like pretty much, you serious, bitch? You might as well just do next week. But yeah. Alright, you said the message. Moving on. Sorry. And then the oracle card solidifying that was TikTok. Now let's read what the message is for TikTok. Now TikTok is saying that timelessness, divine time, and immeasurable time. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if it isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire, so release your agenda, let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right here, right on time. This is beautiful because this actually ties in right in with these, like what I was saying, but I feel like you're blocked and you can't take action. So I guess it's just trying to say, don't let nothing stifle you. Relationship message. I'm just going to read the relationship message because it's speaking of emotions. Love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. And then also maybe saying that the time may not be now to actually move if you want a certain information to come to light. Or it may be saying, yeah, if you're eager for something and you're impulsive for something, or to get answers from someone, or you to do something, then just take it light. So yeah, everything has its season, its divine and appropriate time, and especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart in perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. Okay, hurry up. And then for the message for the singles, the single Gemini. I'm sorry. The single. Some of you may be dealing with Gemini. And then I know a Cancer dealing with Gemini. The single Cancers. You got the Judgment card in reverse. Then you got the Ace of Wands in reverse. Now, what is this telling me? I feel like you want answers. You want reciprocity. You want a spiritual breakthrough. You want to be connected to your true inner light, or you always want to be open, okay? And you want to open up a good dialogue between yourself, even with someone you have interest in. And I feel like you may be worried about how someone is making you look, and that may be causing you to remain single. You're probably like, I ain't nobody fool, shoot. Some of you may have interest in someone, but you are scared of pursuing it out of fear of what other people may think. So you aren't taking action. And there's no spiritual breakthrough. This person could be totally different from your usual type, or what's acceptable in your friend's circle. Or, that could also be why, Judgment was in reverse. Let me get it right. Or this could be a resurgence of someone who is like a guilty pleasure. And that may be why you feel so guilty of Judgment with getting involved with this person again. So some of you may be getting it on with this person in secret. And then you received keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. So when this popped out, it definitely highlighted the part when I said about this person may be different from your usual type. So don't fear what other people think. If those of you meet somebody who's awesomeness and is taking you out of your comfort zone. Okay? Now for the couples, you receive the Death card. You receive the Eight of Swords card in reverse, which means this is brilliant. Five of Wands, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. So a lot of this is telling me is, I feel like if you guys are beefing, I feel like it's coming to an end of conflict and you're working together on forward movement and releasing all that bickering, releasing all them not getting along moments, releasing all that mental anguish, maybe even playing mind games, no more arguments and tensions, and no more feeling trapped in a place of doom and gloom. And then for the others of you who may not be fighting, I feel like this message may be here for some of you, maybe actually helping a partner to deal with a death or a new beginning that has taken place and that has taken a toll on them. The death card doesn't always mean death, but I feel like a lot of Cancers haven't been going in fights, so I've got to read the cards a different way in it. Okay. And then you receive true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. And then you receive give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership, which is brilliant for people who have come from actual bullshit. Okay? The overall message in this reading for you guys. You receive the Page of Cups in reverse. Or the overall advice, I should say, then the Hierophant. And then the Child of Cups. So this is a lot of childhood memories, a lot of ancient beliefs or rituals that need to be held on. Or a familiar place, or familiar person. What this is telling me is let go of old, outdated beliefs for some of you. Realize that some spiritual practices you hold on to probably do not serve you anymore. Painful childhood memories don't serve you. Or if you have children, don't be too overbearing on your children. Or don't feel like you have to raise them like your parents did. Or don't let your parents tell you how to raise your own child. Or that may be a conflict of what's going on. Some of you may get called into the school because the hierophant can also represent schools. But there's definitely some focus about children, either your children or your own childhood, or an old place of business that you used to work into, or old organization. Just some sort of place of familiarity. So yeah, some of you may get called to the school for your children. They may be in trouble, naughty. Or some of you may get called for a business or job opportunity. And then for some of you, with this presence of these two children and then this man in the middle, this could be saying to be aware if you are involved with someone who is younger than yourself or is older than yourself. Or there may be a strain in the age rate difference. Or to maybe just telling to be more compassionate if there is an age difference because of the age difference. Okay? And now let's see what crystals is for you this week. What crystals for Cancer this week? What crystals for Cancer this week? My hands are feeling really charged. I love it. What crystals for Cancer this week, Spirit? You received Quantum Quattro and Rose Quartz. Why do I feel like two people got the same thing? They're like, I hope it wasn't Cancer's. Quantum Quattro and Rose Quartz. Oh man, if you guys got these same ones last week, I apologize, yeah? Let's read the message. Quantum Quattro. Synergy. Quantum Quattro has amazing healing power and a dramatic effect on physical vitality. It brings out an energetic shift and integration, self-understanding. You are an extremely complex person who is seeking wholeness within yourself. Examine all facets of your personality, especially those you hide from yourself or others. Accept those of value. Find the gift hidden deep within. Mistakes, forgive and let go. Release yourself from codependencies and abusive relationships. Heal your inner child. Ooh. Recognize the resources you have to draw on. Karma's aspects need healing. Your question is nowhere near as straightforward as it seems, so dig deep and see all sides. The power of the whole is much greater than its component parts. Once you have all the information, you are invincible and evolve rapidly. Healing insight is to recognize that you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior enhances your own well-being. Okay, now that I've read that, this could also mean if you guys, maybe the message isn't that the person is older than you or younger. Maybe you just may feel like you have to be responsible for them, and it may be telling you to drop that parent-like thing, like you're not a parent to someone, or you can't teach them, or you can't raise them, or you can't hold their hand, or you can't, that old saying, you could take the horse to the water, but you can't drink it, or whatever. I knew I just fucked it up, but yeah. Just don't feel like you have to be responsible for someone else's growth. Okay? And then Rose Quartz. Unconditional love. Rose Quartz is full of unconditional love and infinite peace. It draws loving relationships to you, heals past emotional traumas, and provides support during a crisis. You are a beautiful soul who has infinite peace deep within and enormous empathy. Relationships are where you learn your soul lessons, heal heartbreak or abuse, and dissolve toxic emotions and pain that prevent you from giving and receiving love. You have power to love unconditionally and to support others. Forgive yourself. Love and beauty approach. Loneliness is at an end. Emotional blockages dissolve. Do not accept blame. Recognize that unconditional love and friendship draw exactly the right people to you. Once you love yourself, you can give and receive love from others. Support is available in a crisis. Healing insight is unconditional love is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and another. Frequency is medium to high depending on clarity, and chakra is the heart. Brilliant. Now, Cancers. This message for you guys is totally intuitive to your soul, but because these cards have no distinctive meaning. So follow your intuition and your heart. Cancer, what is the message in this? Spirit, what is the message in this reading for Cancer? What is the message in this reading for Cancer? What is the message in this reading for Cancer, Spirit? why these cards keep giving me the same thing? Sorry, what is the message in this reading for Cancer Spirit? There's so many cards here, but they're getting the same damn card. If you guys got this last week, then maybe the message is definitely for you. But both of these cards have have pictures depicted of a face, up close and personal, with hands covering the face or hands on the glass. So what do you think this is telling you? This light is bothering me, bro. What is this telling you, Cancer? And the thing is, didn't I say I feel so much energy to my hands? It feels so good doing this reading, so in charge and empowered. Maybe you guys do some sort of Reiki something. Or maybe you should get some Reiki healing. Ooh. Or Reiki. Some people get on me for how I pronounce it. But yeah, man. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you, Cancers. I'm sorry again. And 25 minutes, I'm sorry for the length. But I really hope you got some messages. Peace. Love and her grace.